Welcome to Season 2 of the Fit to Love podcast show. Welcome to Fit to Love, Movement Mondays, all about exercise, all about movement, all about you. Enjoy the show. Having a hard time losing weight and can't figure out why? Did you know there are 7 factors that contribute to weight loss resistance? Come on over to fittolove.tv/quiz and find out if one of those factors is sabotaging you. Today's show, intermediate hamstring exercises. So like all shows, because I really want you to get the most out of your exercise. If you haven't watched the beginner show because you just think, I know I'm an intermediate, please just go back and watch it, just to make sure that you're activating your hamstring muscles properly and efficiently. Because what's the point of doing exercise if you're not actually targeting the muscles that you want to target well, because your brain isn't connected to your muscle? So watch that show first. So intermediate, we're gonna start with something called a prone hip extension. And this is where you're gonna lay down on your stomach and you're gonna focus on just pulling your leg up off the ground with your hamstring muscle. And you're gonna get your glutes in there as well. Now, for some people, they're gonna need a pillow. So this is why I have a pillow with me today. And you can also make this harder by using ankle weights. I'm not gonna use the ankle weights, but know that I recommend that you always get adjustable ankle weights, because that way you have more to work with. If you just get a 5-pound or a 10-pound, then it may be too heavy for you, and you might not be able to use it right away, or you may strain yourself too fast. You wanna be able to utilize and have things have variation and accessibility to many different exercises. So I have here an adjustable 5-pound weight. Not going to use it because I really want to focus on the form. But know that I would start doing this exercise, prone hip extension, with no weight first. If you are short and have short legs, then you will need ankle weights. But let's connect to the muscle first and then add the weight. If you are tall and have long legs, you will not need ankle weights at first, or ever, depending on your fitness level and your age and your strength level. So for prone hip extension, I'll show it to you without the pillow first. So what we're gonna do is I tell people to lie on your stomach, put your hands together, and your forehead on your hands so that your neck is straight, okay? So your shoulders can relax and you can do this exercise. I would try it like that first. If when you're doing it you feel like your lower back a lot, then what you're going to do is put a pillow right underneath your hips, right underneath your hip area. And I'm just going to stay here with the pillow. So hamstrings attach from around the knee up towards the butt. So you're going to focus on contracting that muscle, and because it contracts, it's going to pull your leg off the ground. Now here's the key in prone hip extension. Do not press down with the other side. A lot of times people want to focus on lifting this leg or throwing it, and they're pushing down with the opposite leg. So if you feel in this exercise your opposite hip flexor or quadricep, that's an indication you're pushing with the other leg. So this is intermediate but almost advanced, because there really is a lot to think about to do it right. So get set up. I'm going to turn my face to you so I can keep talking, but normally I want you to be face down. If you're claustrophobic and you don't like that, you don't want to breathe into your mat or to your floor, that's fine. If you turn your head, just make sure to turn your head to the other direction when you switch legs, because all of your spinal muscles get rotated when your head turns. So we want to be even and not uneven and create some imbalance. So if you're going to turn your head to the side while doing this, make sure to turn it to the other side when you switch legs. All right, so I'm going to focus on, I'm not going to move this leg, I'm going to relax it, I'm going to make it limp. This leg, I'm going to focus on right here at the bottom of the knee. That's where I'm starting. It's not about your ankle or your foot. Do not lead with those things. I'm going to visualize that the muscle attached to my knee, behind my knee, is pulling me off the ground. And you're only going to go as high as you can go comfortably, and then come back down. Do not rest. Keep tension on the muscle. Pull from the back of the knee, up, and then back down and exhale. Now I'm only up here because I'm talking to you. I want you relaxed. And then back down. Really, really focused on just using this muscle and relaxing the other leg. Now, If you can feel your hamstring, that's awesome. And I want you to continue doing it until you feel the whole thing, from the back of the knee all the way up and including your glutes. If you feel your back, it's not bad because your quadratus lumborum, your lower back muscle, is attached to your pelvis and your rib cage, so it is working in this exercise. However, I want to make sure that this is no more than 25% of what you feel. The majority of the work needs to be felt right back here, all the way from the back of the knee, the hamstring, and including the glutes, all right? If your back feels 50% or more in all of it, then obviously this is not the right exercise for you, and we'll figure out something else for you to do. So prone hip extension is the first intermediate exercise for hamstrings. The next one, we'll be taking a beginner exercise and making it harder. So we did the bridge in the beginner exercises for hamstrings. So same concept, feet hip width apart to start, tuck your pelvis. Now we're gonna do a one-legged bridge. So the dangers I see with one-legged bridges are people swinging and using momentum with the leg that's not on the ground. I would like you to either cross your leg and relax this side, or if you're gonna have it here, you need to be advanced to keep it stiff, to keep it still, because I don't want you to swing your hips to help you to get up. I really want you to focus on this hamstring working to pull my whole body off the ground. All right, so same concept for the bridge. Think about the back of the thigh either pushing away from the ground or pulling from behind the knee up to the butt. You want to make sure your hips maintain alignment here. Don't let your hips rotate in any direction, even though the weight of your leg is going to want to take you and want to rotate you. You're going to maintain this and come back down. So exhale on the way up, inhale on the way back down. This is a one-legged bridge. It is, again, more advanced, but we're going to do even more advanced stuff next week. So exhale and inhale and then switch. I would say for both the prone hip extension and the one-legged bridge, you want to start with 2 or 3 sets of maybe 20 to 25 and see where you are. The problem with hamstrings, or the danger with hamstrings, is getting to that place where you feel like you're going to get a cramp. So just make sure in between you reset your muscles. So to do that, you're going to do an active stretch. You're going to stretch out your legs and you're going to pull your toes back. And you're going to make sure that you use your tibialis anterior muscles to create this ankle flexion to truly lengthen the hamstring and the calves. This is the best way. The best way, I never say best, but this is the best way to stretch out your calves and your hamstrings and reset them so that you can avoid overstimulation and maybe avoid getting a cramp. So enjoy your exercises.